Hey, 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 so I'm back. We're back. Thank you for coming back. And I was psyching myself out a little bit because I was treating this like it was a book report and like not how I intended it for it to be. Like I want this to be like me coming here, chit chatting with my friends or my homegirl or my auntie about something that we read together or a book that I read, and I'm trying to, get them to read. And like I was just like in my head. So we back and I'm ready. I came back for This Is Us, or not This Is Us. I came back for It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I said I was going to review it. So I'm here today to, let you know what I thought about the book. I'm going to do some of my favorite moments in the book. I'm going to do some highlights in the book, that really stood out to me, conversations, relationships, and all that good stuff. So here we go. First off, I want to give this book a 4.5 out of 5. I want to give it a 5 out of 5 because I really didn't like the letters. I felt like we could have got Atlas and Lily's story some other way, but besides her Dear Ellen letters. But that's just me. And so yeah, that kind of threw me off. And I'm not gonna lie, when I started reading the book, and you know how like the text changed. So when I was reading it, I stopped. I was like, oh, here we go. I didn't even look and see what it was or what she explained it was. Cause I'm like a reader skipper. I skip through words. Like if something's boring, then I'll just like skip through it. Cause like you can kind of predict the book or kind of feel it already, but they just like, they be giving adjectives and descriptions and like to get you in the moment where you're like, okay, girl, we get it. And so when she was explaining her journal entries, I skimmed through it. So the first journal entry I didn't read. And then like later on in the book, I was reading and it was like explaining something. And I was like, wait, so that's when, Atlas was introduced through the first one. So I had to go back and read it. I did not like reading those, but I read them. And sometimes I skip through them, how like most of the time she was just like over exaggerating, trying to get you in the moment. And so I was like, okay, we get it, like that. So I had a love-hate relationship with the letters. Dear Ellen, we all love Ellen. Some of my favorite moments, I'm going to start off with Ryle and Lily on the rooftop. I just think, I don't know, it was kind of random. She was just sitting on the rooftop. He came up there mad. And it just like set the tone for their relationship. And like later on when they see each other, because they left off with like tension, sexual tension. And so having them see each other later, it like set the tone for that. So I really liked the rooftop. On the rooftop, they introduced Naked Truth. And he was like, this one of my highlights. Let me get it out real quick. Okay, so hold on. And so they were on the rooftop talking, getting to know each other. And he was like, tell me a naked truth, Lily. And she was like, what you mean? And so she went into this whole spiel about her father being abusive. And, she was just basically, telling him what life was like with an abusive father and a mother that never left. And so I thought that was kind of cool, like naked truth, Sometimes, you want the truth from people and they never tell you the truth. And Naked Truth, like, held them up to that, like, naked truth. And then you had to spill. You had to tell the truth. And for her not to know him, she really gave him the naked truth. Like, nobody wants to know about that. Honestly, that kind of puts a downer on things, but Other one of my favorite moments was, I guess all the moments when Ryle and Lily were like doing their whole back and forth thing, it was kind of annoying but kind of cute at the same time. And like when Alyssa, you know, first came in and decided that she wanted to work for Lily, and she had sprained her ankle that day, called her brother, and lo and behold, her brother was Ryle, and it had been 6 months since they seen each other, and it was just like, ah, or you know, do you know how, because he was like, Lily, I want to have sex with you, like, girl, just one time, you know how, just give in one time. And she was like, no, because what about me? What about my feelings? I'm not finna appease you. And like, you know, I'm not about to have sex with you. And you not finna have me all brokenhearted and you go living your life lolly lolly. And so, yeah, that was one of my highlights too. She sprained her ankle. Lily and Ralph see each other at the flower shop, and it all clicks, like Alyssa is Ryle's sister, and you know, he was fixing her sprained ankle, and he was like, Lily, you know, I want to have sex with you, and she was like, no, because that's not fair to me. You're gonna leave me here brokenhearted while you just, you know, you get what you want, and that's not what I want, because what happens to me? So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, and how like what a coincidence that this dude I haven't seen in 6 months, you know, we clicked, but things didn't happen, and he's walking through my flower shop that I told him about on the rooftop, and his sister is this random girl that walks in here and says she's working here. What? Like, how crazy is that? Only in books, you know? I mean, it might happen in real life. We never know. So that was one of my favorite. Just like their moments, they had a lot of moments together when Ryle was good. Lily always like spoke highly of Ryle and said how he was smart, charismatic, he was driven, and that's what she loved about him. So when it took a turn for the worse, it kind of broke my heart. And I kind of felt bad for Ryle because of like what it started from, like his childhood. But then it's like, I don't remember if he went to therapy or not. Once again, I'm skipping through paragraphs. So I don't know if he went to therapy or not, but if he didn't go to therapy, that was something that needed to be done. And Ryle was, you know, he was the dude. He was that man. Like, we loved Ryle. We loved Ryle and Lily. They were so cute together. The back and forth. We hated it because it was like, okay, you know, just admit it and get together already. So my favorite moments was when they, you know, all their sweet moments, their naked truths. Like, I want to start doing that. Naked truth. Naked truth. And you better tell me naked truth. Naked truth. So I'm going to go to my next favorite moment, or like highlights in the book, and that is Alyssa. Like, Alyssa is the MVP to me, because even though she was Ryle's sister, she was also Lily's best friend, and that never got in between either of their relationships. Like, she was a right is right and wrong is wrong type of person. And I really love that about her, because at first she did not want Lily and Ryle to be together because she knew how Ryle was. So when, you know, she saw that Lily was infatuated with Ryle, she was just like, she wasn't feeling it, and she was just a little hesitant, and she was like, I don't want you to hurt my best friend, or she didn't want her brother to hurt her best friend, and Lily really didn't understand. And then eventually, like, you know, so adults do what they do, and Lily and Ryle got together, but Alyssa never, you know, her relationships between the two never, you know, were bad because of the other person. And I really like that about her, because when her brother was wrong, she was on, you know, Lily's side, and she also empathized with him. She had compassion for him because she knew what it stemmed from. She knew like why, you know, why he had anger issues, or why he was blacking out like he was. And she felt bad he was her brother. But at the same time, Lily was her best friend, and she was gonna ride for Lily when her brother was wrong. And one of the I did a highlight. So one of my highlights, hold on, let me see. So one of my highlights is when Lily came to Alyssa's house after haven't seen her after a while. You know, it was her and Ryle's last like big blow up, and Ryle had went out of town for 3 months, and so she was just kind of like living life on the down low because, you know, she found out the news about her daughter or being pregnant, and she was just trying to keep low key. And Alyssa was like, "Where you been, girl? Like, come on." So my highlight is when they were having their conversation, and Lily told her what happened, and she was like, "My brother loves you, Lily. He loves you so much. You have changed his entire life, and you made him someone that I never thought he could be. And as his sister, I wish more than anything for you to forgive him." But she was like, "As your best friend, I have to tell you, if you take him back, I will never speak to you again." She was just like, you can really see like the tug and pull that she was going through with Ryle being her brother and Lily being her best friend. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And in that situation, Ryle was wrong. And so she was like, you know, I love my brother, but like, as your best friend, if you take him back, I'm not gonna talk to you again. Like, don't call me. I don't want to hear it. Like, no. So I really love that about her because, like, the whole book, she didn't like choose sides. I feel like she was the MVP of the book. Like, if you could have a most valuable player, it was her, because she stepped in when situations got rough. She was always there for both Lily and Ryle, even in her own mess or her own stuff that she was going through. Like, she was always there, and she had a smile on her face. So, big ups to Alyssa. My next moment that I wanted to talk about is when her and her mom had, you know, that conversation she had. Her mom had seen her either on her hideout. She was hiding her pregnancy from everybody. And so that time when she was with her mom was like, "Girl, I missed you." She was excited to tell her, you know, what was going on in her life. And Lily was she just had this face. And, you know, mamas, they can always tell. And so, you know, that conversation that they had together, I really liked it because her mom gave her good advice. And it was good that Lily got to talk to her mom because her mom went through it. Her mom lived through it, went through it with her father. And it's nothing like being able to talk to your mother about anything, getting advice from her, just being able to vent to her about what's going on in your life, because Lily was really struggling. Lily was really struggling with like what to do with Ryle because she loved him and she didn't want to leave him, but at the same time she was like, I can't do this. I can't be my mother. She resented her mother for so long, so for staying with her father. And it was like, you know, she said, Ryle is amazing in so many ways. He's compassionate, he's caring, he's smart, he's charismatic, he's driven, but like, you beating on me. So it's like, where do I draw the line? And her mom was like, in her conversation, she said, know your limit and don't go past your limit. And she was like, you know, be brave, be bold, Lily. You know what to choose. You know what to do. You know the right decision. Because, you know, at your father's funeral, you got on that podium and didn't say shit, okay? She stood up there, didn't have shit to say about him. And as she should. And she thought her mother was going to be mad at her. Turns out her mother was like, I've never been more proud of you for doing that. So, like, I just love that conversation because Lily got to find that out, too, that her mother wasn't mad at her for doing that and just, like, you know, stepping down or pretending that she had a brain freeze and she didn't know what to say. And her mother was just like, dang, I want to be like you. Like, be that girl, Lily. Be brave. Be bold. And you know what you need to do. Ryle should have made the decision. That's what she was telling her. She was like, if Ryle loves you, then he will, you know, make that decision for you and leave. He wouldn't even try to beg you to take him back. So, like, I really love that because we need our mamas. We need our mamas. Mama's gonna always be there for you, you know? So, love your mama. And so, I thought that that conversation was good. It needed to be had. And I really loved it. Love your moms, you know? That's all I gotta say. Don't be mean to your mom. So, yeah. And I want to talk about Atlas because I haven't talked about him besides the letters. Y'all know how I felt about, y'all know how I felt about the letters. Like, yeah, them letters, I just couldn't. It was just, I don't know. So Atlas was there. He was able to like return the favor. That was my favorite moment, I guess. Like, in the end, Atlas came to rescue her. Like, in the time in her past when they were kids, they fell in love. She was there for him when he was homeless, and she was like a shoulder for him to cry on. And, you know, I highlighted Just Keep Swimming when they was watching Dory. She said that she felt like she was Marvin and he was Dory, and was she Dory or he Marvin? Hold on. He was Marlin and I was Dory, helping him swim. Just keep swimming, I whispered to him. He was 6 and sleep, you know, they was falling in love and all that stuff. So just keep swimming was their thing, you know. So in the end, you know, after he came to her rescue after that last night with her and Ryle, took her to the hospital, all that. And in the end, after they, you know, come to terms that we just not gonna be together. You having a baby, you having a divorce. Like, you need to get your life together. We love each other, or we have feelings for each other, but we just not gonna do it. And so after, I don't know if it had been was it a couple of months or 11 months? Let me see, because he was like, oh, wow. He asked, how old is she? So it had been 11 months since they had seen each other. And it just so happened, coincidence, only in a book. Only, I mean, like I said, I don't know. This stuff probably happened in real life, but to me, it only happened in books. So coincidence, they see each other and like they lock eyes, and she's just like dropping off her daughter and she's running after this man. Atlas! And so Atlas like, was he ignoring her? Because the girl was yelling. She was yelling his name. And so she was like, you know, they came together. She was asking him questions like, you know, do you want to have kids? Do you want to have kids someday? Do you think you ever want to leave Boston? Stuff like that. And, you know, they come together, they kiss, hug, mwah. And I cried on this part. This is the part I cried on, y'all. And I boo-hoo for like 5 minutes after because, like, what? Who? What? Okay, so they were all in their moment. And he says to her, you can stop swimming now, Lily. We finally reached shore. Like, how? Like, what? Like, you can stop swimming, Lily. We finally reached shore. Like, I'm here right now. Like, come be on shore with me. Like, come do this forever with me. And it was just like a full circle moment because it just was. I loved it. I'm glad that they ended up being together in the end. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't rooting for Lily and Atlas. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I wasn't rooting for Lily and Atlas because I was so in love with the Ryle before we met backhanded Ryle. And like, I don't know, and Ryle was still trying to be good, but he would black out and, you know, repeat the cycle. And so it was kind of hard for me to like get out of that. Okay, Ryle isn't the man for her. She needs Atlas. Atlas is who she needs to be with. Like, we need to embrace this. And so in the end, I embraced it. I'm glad they got back together. I'm glad, you know, they're working it out or trying to, you know, figure things out. I like when stories end on a good note and you're able to just, you know, pretend or create your own world for them, because that's like what you want, a happy ending always. Like we love drama, but the drama gets old, we get tired, and it's just like, come on, like, you know what to do. Ryle is messed up, and pick Atlas. Atlas is the man. I know it's weird, like, now he your baby daddy, ex-husband, and you in love with your first love. Like, what? What are the chances that you could fall in love with your first love or find your first love again? Like, what are the chances? Only in this. Atlas came to the rescue. Last but not least, one of my favorite moments was when Lily had her baby. Like, when she was in the hospital and she had just told Ryle that she wanted a divorce, and she was just like, no, I'm not putting myself through this. I'm not putting you through this. I'm not putting my daughter through this. Like, she looked at her daughter and she was like, I don't want Emerson to hate you, Ryle, like I hated my father, because it seems like you can't control these blackouts. And so what are the chances that you get upset, you do this in front of my child, and now I'm repeating the cycle? So that moment when she was telling her, like, it's me and you, my mother went through it, I went through it, I'll be damned if I allow you to go through it, like, I'm stopping it here, it ends with us, like, you and me to the end. Like, I cried right here because, like I said, always, we need our mothers. Like, that mother-daughter bond, or that mother-child bond in general, is unmatched and it's irreplaceable. So, like, when she was saying it ends with us, she was choosing her. She was choosing her daughter, like her mother didn't when they were kids. Hold on. It was a good book. I definitely cried. I loved it as a whole. It was, it had a lot of life lessons. And one thing I took away from it was, be brave, be bold. Be brave, be bold. Be brave, be bold. So if you don't take anything from this book, I would say, take the quote that Lily's mother told her, be brave, be bold. And also, love your moms. Thank you for coming back to my channel and chatting with me about It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. If you've read it, let me know what you think about it. What were your favorite moments? What were your highlights from the book? Did you like Ryle? Were you disappointed in Ryle and what the turn of events was with that? Were you happy for the happy ending of Atlas and Lily? Could It Ends With Us have been a standalone book? So let me know what you think about the book, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. If you haven't read it, have I convinced you to read it? If you do, if you do read it, please don't be mad at me if you don't like it. Just give it a chance. You know, I'm the urban fiction girl, and so I was really going out on a limb with this Colleen Hoover book. And TikTok was talking it up, and so I bought it. And I wanted to cry. You know, I'm a crier. Like, I cry at movies, TV shows. I will be boo-hooing. Like, I'm there. And so I was ready to cry. I needed a good cry. So I was like, let me read this book that everybody talking about. I gave it a chance. I liked it. So if you give it a chance, maybe you'll like it. Let me know how you do like it. If you do read it, what did you think about it? What are your highlights, your favorite moments? And it was good seeing you guys. I'm glad you guys came back to my channel and watched this video. I really wasn't going to do it. I was psyching myself out, but here I am. Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm about to be out. Peace. I'm about to be out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace. It's about what is even? What is even? What even is this? What even is this? I keep shaking the table. Stop shaking the table. Stop shaking the table. Shake, 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 shake.